All right, I'm just going to come out and say it. I can't stand Jared Kushner and his wife Ivanka Trump, and it's time to fire both of them. Kushner is an evil serpent who looks like he escaped from a morgue or something. No, really, not just to be petty. What's going on with this guy? He looks like Lurch, but trans. Something's up, seriously. This is what he used to look like. Fairly normal. Now here's his new Botoxed appearance. I know. But seriously, I want to talk about how this snake in the grass and his wife are upending the America First movement and all the goodwill behind Donald Trump. When the president initially gave them starring roles in the White House, I was ambivalent, but I did think it was weird to give so much power to two people with very little experience in, well, anything. Oh yeah, that's right, Ivanka did sell shoes, and Kushner did take over the family real estate business for a short time while his scumbag dad was in prison for illegal campaign contributions, tax evasion, and witness tampering. But I knew that Trump valued loyalty above all else, so it made sense that his obvious nepotism was more of a way of protecting himself while he waded through the unfamiliar White House waters. As time went on, I really started to notice that Jared and Ivanka did not share the same vision as the president and the America First movement. Everything they promoted was very progressive, including Ivanka's $50 million initiative to boost women in the workplace across the world. Yes, even the founder of a women's group in Malawi got money. Nobody voted for this, of course, but I guess initially Trump supporters gave Ivanka a pass and said, okay, fine, let her have her feel-good pet projects with taxpayer money as long as the wall is being built. Then there was Kushner's strong push for the First Step Act, a criminal justice reform bill that has sprung over 5,000 inmates from federal prison, some of them violent felons. It passed and America is definitely not as safe, because that's what all those Trump supporters were chanting about at the rallies, right? They weren't just screaming, build the wall, but let them out. I swear I heard it. How does this guy con Trump every time? I feel like if you ask the president a no-nonsense question like, hey, do you think it's a good idea to let convicted criminals out of jail early for no reason at all? He would say no. But enter Jared Kushner and his creepy charms, and boom, Trump signs off on the First Step Act. This is a good example of the kind of weird influence this half-dead looking dumbass has on the president. Kushner was also put in charge of brokering a peace deal in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict despite having zero foreign policy experience, and what do you know? The Orthodox Jewish Kushner was criticized because his plan was too biased in favor of Israel. He was accused of imposing too harsh requirements on the Palestinians. Imagine that. Now, just a few days ago, Trump tweeted the most beautiful tweet I think I've ever seen. Quote, in light of the attack from the invisible enemy, as well as the need to protect the jobs of our great American citizens, I will be signing an executive order to temporarily suspend immigration into the United States. Finally, Trump is going back to his America First agenda and focusing on immigration, the reason he won the 2016 election. However, the next day, journalists were reporting that White House staffers were telling Trump to backtrack on his immigration EO. Then Trump held a press briefing and basically recanted on his total immigration moratorium by no longer suspending temporary visa workers and only putting issuance of green cards on hold. The EO was only applicable for 60 days. So what exactly happened? Oh, I know. And then it was revealed that you-know-who was pushing back on Trump's immigration ban. Of course. Not only that, he was supposedly the most outspoken naysayer, instead carving out exceptions for refugees, temporary workers under the H-1B visa program, and farm workers under the H-2A program. These provisions would actually hurt the average American worker unemployed by coronavirus, so completely undermining the whole purpose of the ban. Thanks, Jared. So America First voters who have been screaming for an immigration crackdown to help actual Americans get jobs have had their hopes dashed again. Trump announces a temporary suspension of immigration, then he talks to creepy Kushner and announces that it's ending very soon. Last I heard, Jared Kushner was not president of the United States. 63 million Americans did not vote him into the White House. Trump supporters do not want Javanka running the show anymore. If it's not obvious by now, Kushner is literally the antithesis to Trump's America First movement. He and Ivanka are not conservatives, but globalists. Not only are his policies unlikable, but so is his personality. He's not charismatic, cool, well-spoken, or anything. I think one of the problems is that Trump is blinded by the love for his daughter and, by proxy, his son-in-law. Even though he's a total weasel neocon fraud, I don't think Trump can see it, honestly, sometimes. I think his trust in Jared is being exploited by Kushner for his own nefarious purposes, whether it be more money for his real estate business, sheer power, or both. Anyways, they both need their asses kicked out of the White House and bring back some Trump loyalists already. You know, the ones that actually like America and want what's best for the American people, not the globalist elites. Trump needs to surround himself with people loyal to his agenda, building the wall, deporting illegals, bringing manufacturing back to America from China, etc. Not feminism, more legal immigration, Israel, and whatever else Jared and Ivanka want. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you, of course, for liking and subscribing. And until next time, have a great day.